Can they hear you?
And welcome to episode 170 of with your hosts, the generally beautiful and moronic hack.
And I am your cringe tuber, Jack. Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Welcome. And even though we technically weren't away, technically, thanks to Jack's lovely live streams that he's been doing lately. The main show, however, we're back. We're back from our little pseudo vacation or a little break from at least we're doing the main show. We're now reinvigorated, re-energized, and give me another word here. Give me another word here.
uh, uh,
Re re
Revitalized.
Revitalized. Thank you. Thank you. Always have
Got
a thesaurus on ready
yeah.
to bring you another to bring you another. I guess technically will be season, but we're not gonna go in that discussion of the Hack Jack show. We're gonna keep it casual here. Since it has been a while of just doing a more straightforward episode, doing a more straightforward, more chatty Cathy type of episode with me being chatty and Jack being Cathy.
Yep. Exactly.
And and also I want to announce that I'm slightly envious of Jack because
hmm
despite me being the bigger Godzilla fan,
Uh.
I didn't get a chance to see the Godzilla movie, but Jack did.
Yep.
Go ahead, Jack. Give just your 2 cents of watching the new Godzilla -1. Just a quick 2 cents. It don't have to be some thorough review.
All right. It was actually a very spur of the moment type of thing. My brother, I kind of forgot about the Godzilla movie being out, mostly because I forget about movies in general. And
Forgetful like that.
yep. And my brother was like, "Hey, do you want to see the Godzilla movie tomorrow?" So we went ahead and made plans very quickly. Went to watch it. Although, of course, it's a work week. Yeah, it's a work day, so not many people are there. And we went ahead and watched it basically by ourselves in that movie theater. There was another pair, but we were basically by ourselves.
Oh, yeah,
And
the
I
whole
gotta
theater to
say,
yourself.
yeah, yeah. I even went around. I even told him like I rented out the whole movie theater for us. Yeah. By the way, guys, if you're watching a movie, I actually did that. Side topic. I did that with on a date. And I was like, hey, I rented out the whole movie theater. He's like, oh, I feel so. She responds with like, I feel so spoiled today. I'm like, yeah, totally. I totally rented it out the whole movie theater. Do that to impress the girls. But anyways,
But make sure to pick a movie that no one absolutely wants to watch. Just be like, hey girl, I rented the whole theater to watch the Marvels.
and that's what I did with the Wish, with Disney's Wish.
uh, I don't know if this is true. This could be clearly made up or exaggerated. But I recall seeing the tweet earlier today where someone said apparently there were so much more showings and an attendance for the new Godzilla movie that a theater had to expand the amount of rooms actually showing the movie, while the big the Wish newest Disney's newest movie Wish had to go into the more smaller theaters.
I wouldn't be surprised because when we went to see Wish, it was in like you already know which movie theater we usually go to when the one near my house, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, that one does have certain rooms that are smaller than others. And when we went to see Wish, it was like pretty much in a corner. Meanwhile, with the Godzilla movie, even though we were by ourselves in that theater, you can tell it was bigger. And also, I heard the same movie 10 minutes behind us, like two movie theaters away. So yeah, it was It was a really good movie. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. For me, I always am used to reading things in subtitles because, well, I just gotten used to it. I don't like waiting for dubbing. I,
We
hey, I don't like to wait for the dubs, so I
an
go and
impatient.
watch
He's an impatient weeb,
exactly. There you go.
the worst kind.
So, uh, of course, I'm not sure. I doubt I'll ever see this, but in our theater, we did not have any option to see it dubbed. And I don't think there is any option in any theater for it to be dubbed. So you will be watching this with Japanese audio and English subtitles. Please be aware of that.
Oh, and also I was just seeing in the chat, hey Johnny. Yes, I don't know if you saw it, Jack, but on your Discord server, Johnny and I got a little into a roast match.
Oh yeah, I saw it, man. You were going at it. I'm waiting to see that KOF fight. I'm waiting to see it.
Oh yeah, but I don't play 2002,
Well,
and Johnny ain't man enough to play Garo, and I don't know how he feels about 15. So
well, you better learn now.
wait, is 2002 even on Steam? I don't think so.
Let's find out.
Because
Actually,
if not, then I have to go through like Fight Kid or something like that. If
uh,
I gotta play on Johnny's level, play a game that he's
hmm,
lived and breathed in.
platforms. It says Microsoft Windows, so most likely,
Mm.
and there's mobile.
Yeah. There you go, Johnny. We'll play KO 2002 on mobile.
Hell yeah!
The perfect way to play any fighting game. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, it was a little fun wrestling with Johnny. I would love to, legitimately being serious. I would love to do at least do a few matches with them KOF. Just gotta, I think one of us just gotta actually be sincere and go, hey, do you want to play KOF?
Yeah, true.
One of us gotta be sincere, and I don't know which one of us is man enough to do that. Because to use a wrestling term, that means Johnny's got to break the kayfabe. Are you are you willing to break the kayfabe, Johnny, to play KOF with me? Johnny says not
Not it.
it. Oh my gosh. So well, then I guess it'll just never happen. Oh well. What a world! What a cruel world! What a world! You would remember? Do you know? You know, it's kind of useless to ask, but Jack, do you know where that line comes from?
What a world! What a cruel world!
Yeah.
Isn't that the Wizard of Oz?
Oh my gosh, you actually know a movie. Yeah, you actually surprised me there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, 1 point for me.
Yeah, you know, yeah. I'll give that. Well, hold on. Where's that? Hold on. Don't do anything. Where's that? Here it is. Like, yeah, have a clap for Jack.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I impress even myself.
Oh, and a good movie to remember too. That's
And the little
last
dog
month.
too.
I remember watching it last month. I did that. You know that famous myth about if you watch that movie with a certain Pink Floyd album.
I've never heard about that. Well, actually, no. It's vaguely familiar that I heard something about it, but no.
Okay, so the myth goes, and this is like an old myth that was been around since the 70s. The myth
Mhm.
is that for one of Pink Floyd's albums called Dark Side of the Moon, it's like one of the most famous albums.
Mhm.
That if you listen to the album while watching the movie, you will have uh you will have moments where the music matches or not matches, but it becomes in sync with the movie's tone, atmosphere, even a few key moments. Now I tried it, and the thing that they don't tell you is that the album's not that long. So you end up hearing the album like 2.5 times in order to get the whole experience. And and the music's really good. Just I see why people really love it. After all these years, in fact, it's kind of crazy that how old the album is and how ambitious the type of music it was making. But watching it with the Wizard of Oz, number one, whoever thought of the idea clearly was high. It was very clearly they were high while watching it. And number two, I try to make sure I follow the rules by play the movie on the lion's third roar, and then you experience it. And I came up from that pretty much going. There's a few moments where the album and the movie like kind of had interesting uh they have interesting time points where you could kind of see what their people are talking about. I think
Hmm.
the most famous one being the scene where Dorothy, as she opens the the barn door and she enters Oz, uh, it literally syncs up with the song transition, and it goes from like a very dark, depressing, kind of chaotic song into something that's a bit more light. So there's a few moments like sprinkled throughout the
Hmm.
entire experience, but otherwise, at the end of it, I was like, I mean, I don't regret doing this, but I kind of felt like it was a waste of time, kind of. So it's one of those things where like you don't lose anything if you do it, but at the same time, don't it's not worth it, especially to listen to a whole concept album 2.5 times. Remember, it's not a regular album; it's a concept album.
Well, maybe you're just missing the key point. You're Mary Jane, the MJ, the. I can't say any other ones because if I do, I think maybe the za is that a thing people say? Yep, I'm hip.
What? When you say Mary Jane, you can be referring to multiple things.
Yeah, and I can't. I don't know if I could say too many things in YouTube that promote it.
Last Dance, Mary Jane. Well, Johnny says, or you can watch the movie with the audio of the movie. Works for me most of the time.
I've
Yes,
never
yes,
thought
yes.
about that. Oh my
No,
god, I
I watch
never thought
all
of
my
it.
I watch all my movies like silent movies.
I like to
That's
give
why
them
and
different
that's why all of them
voices.
suck.
I like to give them different voices every time I replay it.
Oh, so you just redub the movie? Oh, you're impromptu you're doing impromptu abridged videos. That's what you're doing. And then said, "I summon my blue honky dragon, my blue wire honky dragon." Oh man. Johnny says, "A Quiet Place really hit different for you then." I actually never seen A Quiet Place. It seemed intriguing, but I didn't get too interested to seek it out. But it had an interesting premise. It was good enough. It got a sequel. So that should tell me something. I don't know, something. But but did I actually? No, wait. I did actually. Okay, so Jack, I also a little envious because you went to go see Godzilla.
Hmm.
Now, at the time, Godzilla wasn't out yet, but I also went to the movies to celebrate my little brother's birthday.
Hmm.
And the movie he picked, which at the time, which I say that was a long time ago, but it was like a few weeks ago. But at that moment, there wasn't really a lot of movies that were at least I find particularly interesting. So we ended up watching Napoleon.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
And yeah, so yeah, watching Napoleon with the whole family, like literally the whole family.
And he chose it.
Yes,
That is a very interesting choice. Okay.
yeah, it's a bold choice you could say. And by the end of it, the uh, the movie has some merits. The battle scenes are actually really well done. There are some moments of acting, but it still bothers me. It real like I shouldn't be bothered by it because Hollywood movies do it, but for the life of me, it bothers me that no one even tried to either use a French accent or to use just French phrases. You don't have to talk completely in French, but just drop a oui, a merci, or something like that.
Howdy, y'all.
I kid you not. The main actor played Napoleon, Joaquin Phoenix. He doesn't even try a French accent, or at least try to sound not American. Like if you watch that movie, you're like, man, that's the most American sounding Frenchman I've ever heard. And it's like everyone either just speaks their accent, or they speak in fake that faux British but not quite British American accent. That's like it's like that's pretty much what it is. It's a fake British that you only hear in movies.
Oh, I
It's
see.
okay, Gambit. Gambit speaks Creole. That's different.
Creole.
Yeah, that's very different. But we watched that movie, and I think the one thing I actually did a letterbox review on it. I ain't gonna promote it because it's a letterbox, whatever. And the one takeaway was like, this movie shouldn't have been called Napoleon. It should have been called um. It really should have been called Napoleon and whatever his wife's name was. Napoleon and Josephine. Because Jack, when you want to watch a movie about the life of one of the most celebrated, feared, and world conquering emperors to ever exist in history, and in fact, in relatively recent history, since the Napoleonic Wars happened within like the early 1800s,
Mm-hmm.
what's the first thing that you want? What's the first thing you think of if you want to see a movie about that? You're exactly right. The first thing you think of is I want to know about his love life.
Yeah, totally.
And in fairness to the real Napoleon, he did have a interesting relationship with his first wife, Josephine. The problem is his whole life didn't revolve around her for the most part. And in fact, the movie skips so many parts of his story that it makes it seem like all he really like it makes it seem that he wanted to be powerful but also wanted Josephine. And it's just and even after he divorced from her, she was still relevant to his story. Now, granted, I think a lot of it is accounts from the letters he wrote to her throughout the years, even after they divorced, because he was just that madly in love with her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he was in love with her so fact they both cheated on each other. What are the odds? Uh,
You know, well, if they both cheated on each other, it just cancels each other out.
apparently, and
Don't you know? A
not only that,
negative with a negative.
not only did they cheat on each other, she couldn't even like birth him a son. Which remember, he's like emperor, so if he got no heir, that's literally why they got divorced. She couldn't give birth to a kid, and that's why he had to do the divorce.
I mean, it sounds like a skill issue on Napoleon's part. Maybe.
No, in the movie, they went out of their way to be like, okay, the Napoleon, go have sex with this woman who volunteered to see if it's your fault. The results came in. Turns out it's not his fault. And the and this bugs me, Jack. In the movie,
Mm-hmm.
they show him having sex with this random woman in order to test to see if maybe Napoleon's infertile.
Mm-hmm.
She gets pregnant, and we never acknowledge her existence again. The woman who technically has Napoleon's firstborn child.
And the one thing, okay, sidetracking. Okay, this must have been very awkward for your brother because have you ever had that moment where you're like watching something, you're like, trust me, this will be fine, this will be fine, and you forget about the one part in the movie, anime, whatever media you're consuming, and you're like, and now you're sitting there with your family, watching that scene together, and you're like so uncomfortable, but it's all in
there,
your head because
there was look. I would say this. There was a few moments. There were a few moments where, as Johnny would say, uh, it can't be a porn parody if there are hints of pornography in the movie. Grant, Granted, they do everything but show that they do almost everything except show the genitals or the nipples. But like they but they clear but they clearly or the filmmakers make it very obvious to know to see what they're doing. So and the only thing that doesn't make it weird was that my brother might be the youngest, but he's not like young anymore. He's
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
older, and everyone else in the family are at adult ages. So it wasn't. I didn't feel that I didn't feel that embarrassed about it. If anything, it was more like, okay, we got like first Oppenheimer with with its awkward sex scene, and now Napoleon with its awkward sex scene.
And then Godzilla with his awkward sex.
Oh man, I know G Man and Mothra had something together. I didn't expect it to go down like that. Who knew a lizard could be fall in love with a moth? Any case, overall, I put my full thoughts in on Letterbox. If you guys are even remotely interested, I was somewhat entertained, but ultimately I found the movie very disappointing, and I could see the people who really did criticize how historically inaccurate the movie is at parts, or how much they just really gloss over like very important moments in Napoleon's history. So I can relate to that. Someone who gets frustrated with a lot of comic adaptations and how they would do unnecessary changes, or they would omit certain stories that are essential to a character's history, and they're like, oh, okay, I guess we're just skipping that. So
Oh,
I can relate. I
and
can relate.
and how are the battles in that movie, if they had any?
Violent, very violent.
Awesome.
Like the battles are very well done. They're good, and everything. So the big moments where you see the money, they're done well. It's just everything in between where you can be somewhat interesting,
Mm.
where we actually see Napoleon doing Napoleon things, but then it becomes kind of annoying. We have to go back to Josephine and their relationship, and it's like, look, we established this. We know how they are. Do we have to keep? Is it enough with the wife? Enough with the wife. If this was marketed as a romance film, then I won't complain because that's what it came up for. But no, it was marketed as the movie about Napoleon and but not Napoleon and Josephine.
Just like Napoleon in the strategy room, he's like, "All right, we send our garrison of cavalry over this way." Wife barges in. Hi, would you like some? Here, everyone. Here's a cup of coffee or tea for you, since you're British. Some sandwiches. Josephine, you're embarrassing me in front of my generals.
There are moments in the film where they literally embarrass each other in front of their close associates and friends, including at one point a dinner scene where Napoleon and his wife throw food at each other. And here's the thing: if that really happened, kudos, kudos, very much so. If that didn't happen, what the heck were they thinking? That this emperor is having this type of quarrel with his wife in front of their guests and throwing food at each other like peasants.
Hey! Remember, any food that an emperor touches instantly becomes holy. So that food that he's throwing, he is baptizing her.
Their holy baguette.
The holy baguette.
Their holy frogly. But yeah, I wish I could watch the Godzilla movie if it came out at that time. In fact, if that movie came out much earlier, around my brother's birthday, my brother and I would have been watching that movie instead. But yeah, we were dealt with the deck the deck we got, and so it and so we watched it. And apparently though we watched the short version. Apparently if you want to experience the real movie, Jack, want to experience the real movie,
Hmm.
you get an Apple TV Plus account and watch the 5 hour version.
Damn.
And I know, huh? We both experienced what it is to watch a director's true vision, like with Zack Snyder's Justice League. And weren't
Hmm.
you such enthralled by seeing his true vision of that movie? All 6 hours of it.
I mean, hey, it. I was mostly because I was at work, and whenever it comes to me at work, it's either the movie or an empty street. Which one do I stare at first?
You should have picked the street. Because somehow the movie had much slower action. Oh man. So
Touche.
so yeah, that's one that's a highlight with that happened between our and our vacate and our Hack Jack show little vacation, little break. And also Jack, do you care about the Game Awards at all?
Okay, kinda in the sense of like, around the hatred between a certain fan base and me just like laughing at them because of it.
Okay, which fan base is this?
The Spider-Man fan base.
Oh, it actually kind of made me laugh. Spider-Man 2 got snubbed this badly. 9 nominations, won none of them.
And then like I just
Oh,
the only thing I'm enjoying is seeing these clips of so many streamers that love the Spider-Man games. They just like, one of them had like two Spider-Man masks on him, like holding him tightly in his hands. And whenever they say Baldur's Gate 3, what? No.
oh man, I also really like it when how people be like y'all show like yo man, this is what a real game of the year looks like, and all they really do is just show cutscenes of the game
Oh, and like
of like what I assume is like the final act or something like that.
that, or literally just a compilation of Miles and or Peter swinging between building and building.
Yo, but man, but look how great it looks. Don't you see, Jack? If a game looks so good, it should be game of the year because
Oh,
it looks
and
good.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Uh, I was having a more or less an argument with my brother because
Uh,
here's the thing. Out of nowhere, out of left field, he started talking crap about Baldur's Gate 3, and in the sense of like, sure, you can have an opinion about a game,
yeah.
but he said that the game was not a game and more of a movie because it was 170 something hours of cutscenes. I'm like, okay, but here's the thing. You're not going to see all those cutscenes. Some of them you might never see because, well, you chose something else. Another thing, you can easily skip some of these cutscenes by going, I am tired of hearing you monologue. Let me attack you.
Does he not realize Baldur's Gate is just virtual Dungeons and Dragons?
He does. It's just that, and also the fact that he does not like turn based. So that's another thing that he
So does that mean he likes only some of the Final Fantasy games?
basically that, and also he just like, he adamantly says that he likes a lot of the real time action games, and then I think he was trying to make some kind of point for Spider-Man that's saying like the controls are, you can do a lot with the controls, and I had to say, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I played a bit of Spider-Man whenever I was at the old house you were in.
Right.
And sure, I didn't use all the gadgets. There were some gadgets, but I didn't use them all. But it kind of just felt like me playing Arkham Cities or the Arkham trilogy.
Oh my gosh, Jack, Jack, how could you make such a? Hold on, let me get this piece of paper here. Hold on, this is be sure. You hear that?
Yep, I hear it.
It says, "How can you make such a valid statement that is based upon a fundamental truth?" How dare you, Jack?
And like, here's the thing, and he's like, no, you have to do a lot of button combos. I'm like, no, you don't. You literally, I played Arkham City. I played the Arkham games. All you do in that game is press X, 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 X. The occasional Y. Maybe you stun them by pressing B, or maybe you press A because maybe one's holding a shield, so you jump over them. And the
Yeah, so
occasional gadget. It's
yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, the Spider-Man combat is literally the Arkham combat, just a bit more.
fluid
W-
and stuff.
not no, not fluid, because Arkham combat is pretty fluid. It's just it has a lot more um aerial maneuverability,
Mm-hmm. And like,
which
and I'm telling him like it's not a bad thing. Like
yeah, Arkham
it's
combat is pretty nice, but we can't just pretend that it's the most like intense type of deep fighting mechanics that exist in an action game.
and like the thing is that I told him like yes, and the only reason why I stated that was because he said that with Baldur's Gate and turn based, you literally just click forward, click back, or whatever. You click for the cameras and move around, and you press a button for a skill, and you point and click pretty much. I'm like, okay. So I did that thing about the Spider-Man thing as a rebuttal because I mean he brought it up.
Right.
And like the thing is that for me, both combats are fine. I'm okay with it. The turn-based in Baldur's Gate is pretty fun, mostly because you can think of however many ways you want to do something. You can avoid combat entirely if you wanted to and steal that treasure, or you can try to kill everyone and then steal the treasure, or you can set up a trap. However you want to play it.
Almost like there's strategy involved.
Yeah, so like that's the thing. But you can have your opinions about turn based if you want. I'm not gonna say you're wrong because everyone has their own tastes in games.
It's
I was the
it's
same way.
it's a preference, mom. It's my sexual preference.
Damn, Johnny, he is calling out your sexual preferences there.
Yeah, yeah. He don't like them. He don't like them skinny term based girls. He wants them. He wants them. Those he like them 4 button girls. If you know what I mean.
And like the thing is, all the nominations that Spider-Man was against Baldur's Gate on, they had no chance. They had seriously no chance. Mostly because like, yeah, sure, there's like if there I don't even know if it's true, but I'm pretty sure it could be. The 174 hours of cutscenes. That means a good chunk of them you're not going to see them. So you will probably have to you don't have to, but if you want to see all of it, you're going to do a another save file with a different character, a different play style. And your story might vary quite a lot compared to your original gameplay. Meanwhile, with Spider-Man, I mean, you have a story. It goes from A to B in the sense of like story. A bad
Yeah,
guy beats bad guy, and of course that's dumbing it down way too much, but
but
still.
Jack, don't. But Jack, the but you get to help a gay couple.
Yeah, but you get to be the gay couple.
But Jack, but Jack though, shut up.
You can
And,
be the gay couple. You can be the orgy.
and also um let's not forget there is also other contenders such as Super Mario Brothers Wonder, a game
Hmm.
that well, you know what's which I always find it just so hilarious how majority of modern gamers just can't handle a Mario game. It's so funny. Like and when I say it can't handle, I mean they struggle in playing a simple platformer. Let's see, the Resident Evil 4 remake that also got Game of the Year, and Tears of the Kingdom game of the year, and Alan Wake 2, which I have no opinion on because I forgot that game even came out, and I've heard very conflicting things about that game. Appar- I think one thing I've heard is like for a game called Alan Wake 2, you don't actually play as the main titular character or something like that.
So
I don't know how true that is.
actually, with that one, I was watching someone do play that game on stream on Twitch, and when she was playing it, it's weird. You play between the two characters. You play between Alan and another character called Saga. And Saga has this weird little trick,
So
which
that's a silly name.
I know it is. And she has this weird trick. She goes and I'm gonna call it. I don't know if this is what the proper term is called, but I'm gonna call it this. Her mind room. She makes. She literally puts herself like she starts thinking about it. She puts herself in this metaphorical room where she can place down individual notes and like basically do the crazy thing where people like put pictures and notes and then like the lines together. She can do that in her room, and she'll just figure things out just from doing that.
Sounds like she needs help from the crap. What are they called again? The Persona 5 kids.
Oh, the Phantom Thieves.
Yeah, sounds like she needs help from the Phantom Thieves. Also, Johnny says he first says my fever's way too high for me to put him down. He's the one who likes the big men in fighting games. Not all grapplers are big men. Look at Angel, Shermie, Sarabella from Skullgirls, Laura. She counts. Laura
Yes, she
counts.
does. She does.
Blue Mary kind of counts. Think about it. Blue
Mm.
Mary kind of counts. And and that that one luchadora chick from from Dead or Alive.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
I
her.
think her name's Mariposa. Mariposa, I think that's her name.
Probably.
Yeah, so she counts. So yeah, yeah, not all grapplers are big old muscular men.
Watch your
Sex.
mouth before talking about Angel. Hey, she is literally a wrestler.
No, she has a wrestling style, but she's not an actual wrestler.
Sure, the Rekkas are kind of, or not.
She's
They're kind of Rekkas, but
she's
not really.
she's a killer. That's what she is, a killer.
What
A
are they? Are they? Is it really a Rekka? Because it's not really a Rekka, but it's like
I'll just call it. She has chain combos.
chain combos. There we go.
Yeah,
She's the chain master.
she's
The
a
chain
beautiful.
master.
Uh, she's my spicy, beautiful, buxom murderer.
Now
That's what
arcade.
she
Well,
is.
no, isn't it a power bomb or pile drive? That's a power
What
bomb, I think.
the move she does?
Yeah.
Only one I can think of my mind is when she does the people's elbow, which is from The Rock. Oh man. Going back to Game Awards. I'm just laughing at all. Well, not or enjoying just kind of the reception of it and how the things we were complaining about and the things that won and so forth.
Also,
And
Starfield was apparently also under fire on that one.
oh yeah, what happened with Starfield? I haven't
I don't think they got any awards either.
as they should. As they should. And oh my god, I'm looking at the best fighting game awards. Yeah,
Mhm.
man, look at this competition. So you got Street Fighter 6, all right, all right.
Mhm.
Some game called God of Rock, some Brazilian rhythm-based fighting game. Ooh, that actually sounds interesting. Yeah,
I had that on my wish list.
Mortal Kombat 1, which I'll let Johnny talk about that one. And of course, you got the sh- the killer, the game that's gonna bring down the Titans, Jack. Nickelodeon All Star Brat.
You know, it's so weird that that one even got there.
I don't think it's weird. I mean, I think Multiverses won last year's fighting game of the year,
Really?
so I'm not surprised. Yeah, I believe that's the case. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But yeah, I think also and also because of the Game Awards, it allowed me to express of how much my opinions have changed about Hideo Kojima over the years. Not that I worship the guy, but I had more admiration of his talents. But as the years went by and as his games have become too indulgent, I'm really at the point where like, dude, just make movies. Why do you keep wanting to make games? Just make movies. You could literally control every single thing down to the last detail. Oh, Johnny. Oh, here's his official stance on MK1. Here, ready? He says,
All right.
"Talk about what? The shit story, the player one advantage, the shit online, and practice mode at launch." Oh, I believe he got more than that. Alexi, can you also add in a bit of poor voice acting, some overpriced microtransactions? Hey, Jack, Do you want to pay $15 to have Scorpion dressed like a mariachi?
Sure.
Yeah, like hey, Street Fighter Six's microtransaction is bad, but MK1 is just as awful. Let's see what else. What else I've heard, and apparently uh, I think that's about. I think that's about it. But man, for a game that's meant to kind of reboot Mortal Kombat, they both stuck they stuck the landing and then shot themselves in the foot at the same time. It's kind of weird to think about it. They got so many things right, so that the thing that they get wrong is wrong on so many levels. Which means I'm very excited to try out Tekken 8 when that releases and have it fill up my entire hard drive. Did you see that, Jack? Of how big Tekken 8's gonna be?
How big is it?
Oh man, I'll tell you how big. And no, Johnny, I have not seen the story. I'm just paraphrasing you. I do know that people are very critical of MK stories, but then that's just a day that ends with Y. I'll probably just watch it on YouTube one day if I once my curiosity gets the best of me. But back I was talking about. Let's see, Tekken 8, store. I think it was storage. Oh, oh, by the way, Tekken 8 is also getting a demo pretty soon, but only on console, so it doesn't matter to me. I don't own a PS5. Okay, here we
Huh.
go. So this comes from IJN, and the headline reads, Jack, ready? Headline reads,
I'm ready.
Tekken, Tekken 8 PC system requirements confirmed. Demands 100 GB of storage.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Oh, it's bad to me. Like
Man,
probably gotta buy another hard drive.
buy yourself an SSD, by the way.
For my laptop.
Yes, a portable
Uh,
one. You can do it.
okay. Yes, I
Yeah, that's
see.
the closest one I could think of, like an external one.
I see. But yeah, I guess I guess this is the price we must pay in order the game to run on 60 and have good netcode. Oh man. But so yeah, so if you're gonna get Tekken 8, better have some real space on your computer. Johnny
That's why
says
I got myself a 4 terabyte.
Johnny says, you know how much hentai you can fit in that? If you're really desperate, one. Because there's probably that one game that takes up that much space. What that game is, I don't know, but I'm sure it exists.
I got four
Oh,
terabytes. I'll have enough room for the game and hentai.
but mostly hentai.
Mostly
Hen-
hentai.
oh, hentai of the game.
Oh, that is better. That's better. You're right.
Oh, that still reminds me of one of my favorite tweets
I
ever
think I
put
just
out.
crashed the Game Awards website.
Good.
I don't. I literally was like opening up several tabs to see which one.
See, that's your first problem. You open
Like
tabs.
look at, okay, go into your phone. I want to see. Go into your phone and type in the Game Awards website. It's just Game Awards website, and then click
I
on it.
could do better. I can go into my browser and do it right now.
Do it.
The The Game Awards, more like the Gay Awards. Am I right?
Uh-huh. It keeps giving me
Yeah.
a 502 bad gateway.
Alexi, I am getting the actual website.
Oh no, they blocked me. They shadow banned me.
Yeah. See,
Let me see.
they did that because you didn't make fun of them. I did.
Different web servers to describe this. What is this?
You should, wait, are you sure you're not actually on the gayawards.com? Maybe that's
No,
the problem. You put in the you subconsciously put in that
no, I did
on
not
the
put in
address
gay
bar.
awards. A 502 error is, however, sometimes there is no real issue, but your browser thinks that there is one. Oh, okay. It's just my browser gaslighting me. Okay.
Yeah. You should really talk to that browser if you want.
You see, Microsoft Edge, Brave, both of you have been gaslighting me, working me, and saying like this does not work. It works. It's right here. My friend can see it. Why are you gaslighting me? You know what? We're through. We're breaking up.
We're breaking up Jeff Keighley. Oh, but on more important news and relevant to me,
Hmm.
relevant to me is that the fact that Sega is doing something that people have asked them for years to do, and it's like, hey, let's make new games from our existing IP. So, Jack, have you heard this news?
Hmm.
Was that a or
No, like I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Okay, so pretty much Sega announced with a big fancy trailer that they're bringing back classic games. And what are these games, you may ask? Well, you may be excited to know that Sega is bringing back Crazy Taxi, yes, that one. Jet Set Radio, love it. Golden Axe, it's a thing. Shinobi, I am very interested in that. And finally, probably thanks to the recent game, and now is actually doing its own Streets of Rage. So, for all you Sega fans out there, all these classic Sega games are coming back. That's not Sega or Sonic Team related. I'm particularly excited for Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio and Shinobi. Because I love Crazy Taxi. That was a fun arcade game. Jet Set Radio. I remember playing Jet Set Radio Future on my dad's original Xbox, and like that game just spoke to me. It spoke to my little 6 or 5 year old, whatever how old I was at the time,
Dang, I
and just
think
be
you.
like, "Wow, this is cool." And I think actually I think in that same trailer they showed off some like it could be pre-rendered, but at least some early footage that these games are real and these are not just get excited now. These are currently in development. I would love to see what they do with Shinobi. There was a Shinobi game on the 3DS was just it's fun, but my god, is it hard? It is hard. Johnny, don't curse it. Don't curse it by saying they Shenmue it. No, no. Look, this time, look, Sega. I think Sega Blair put out a statement that if not for Sonic, if not for Atlas, and if not for Yakuza, aka Like a Dragon, like they would not be where they are right now. So it's thanks to the Yakuza, it's thanks to Weebs, and it's thanks to Sonic fans that Sega can actually now make other games.
See, who says that anime can't help?
Especially if said anime are considered one of the best RPGs of all time. That kind of helps. But so it's really cool. I think will be even cooler to see if they continue to revitalize other series. Like I would love to try a more modern Shining Force. That would be nice. And of course, a lot of people were were disappointed. Like even Harada, the director of Tekken of the Tekken project, even he was like, "Wait, there's no Virtual Fighter." Since
No.
he's just as big a fan as Virtua Fighter as anyone in Japan. And so yeah, I was disappointed that there was no news of a Virtua Fighter 6 or anything of that nature. But hopefully maybe with hope, but hopefully if Sega releases these new games and they're good and they
Mm-hmm.
don't and they sell well, hopefully that could be like, all right, let's bring Virtua Fighter back because my god, Virtua Fighter is one of you know what it is, Virtua Fighter is, Jack. Virtua Fighter is one of those games is that you forget about it, but then you play it and you're like, my god, I forgot how good these games are. Heck, even on a visual level, I remember showing my little brother. I was showing him the early 3D Mortal Kombat games. When we were talking about we were just talking about MK lore, and I showed him, I was like, hey, look, this is what Mortal Kombat used to look like on the PlayStation 2, and I think I showed him Deadly Alliance. And that game is what it is for. No, it was Deception, not Deadly Alliance. It was Deception, and that game is what it is for its time. But then I went to show him, but hey, look, don't think all PS2 games look like that. Then I showed him Tekken 5, which looked better, and then I showed him Virtual Fighter 4, and it's like these games all came out with relatively within the same time period, and it's amazing to show how much Sega really put in money to Virtual Fighter and all the intricate details and animations they did for that game. It's amazing. So so that's my takeaway from the that's my takeaway from the Game Awards. It got a big news from Sega, and that's really all I cared for. Everything else is like, okay, neat. You know what? Baldur's Game, Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't played it. I think I'll be at least interested in trying it, but I recognize its merits, and I do see a lot of the love it has garnered since that game came out. So I'm actually and quite pleased that that one game of the year, because like an for once an actual RPG one game of the year,
Mm-hmm.
and not some narrative driven um pseudo action game like what Sony makes a lot of the times, or like a lot of those latest exclusives, or just stuff like that. It's like, no, like even if it's technically you're just clicking things on the screen, which when you want to, if you want to bear everything down, that's every video game. You just pressing buttons. If you want to be that, what's that phrase? What's that phrase I'm looking for? Not dumbed down, but if you want to be that, uh, I don't remember. But basically, all games at a certain point does come to you are repeatedly pressing buttons, but that's pedantic. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you. Like if you want to be pedantic, all games are that. However, uh, it's necessarily the action is what you do in those things. You know, uh, as much as I like the Spider-Man combat, I like the Arkham combat mostly because unlike Spider-Man, when Batman gets hit, that's a lot of damage, especially early on. So you can't just take a few hits and then all right, time to do my big ultimate move where I'm super strong and super fast and wipe everyone. No, Batman doesn't have that. Once he's low health, then you go, then you're like, oh, okay, I gotta really be careful because one more hit and I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
So there's at least there's some urgency in wanting to be as perfectionist as you can when playing the Arkham games, because one slip up could really not only mess up your flow and timing, but it could allow other enemies, because they all fight you in groups, to to get in a lot more hits, and then before you know it, you're half health.
Yeah.
Jai, don't call me some monolingual trash, you I got nothing, because I can't say bilingual because that's still a good thing to know more than one language. So I would just say uh, uh,
uh, uh.
you see him Punk simp. I don't know. Take that what you will. That doesn't even mean anything. A lot of people love CM Punk. Whatever. Um, but yeah, that's. I think that's all I'll say. Yeah, that's all I'll say on the matter. Uh, do you have any? Do you have anything, Jack?
So actually, recently, with the whole Black Friday stuff, Even though it's not much Black Friday. There
Yeah, more
was,
like not Friday.
I know, more just like Friday. There was at least a few things that were giving somewhat good deals, and I got myself a the Peacock streaming service just because like it was $1. I think it was
Was there
$2.
was there anything on that service that you wanted to watch?
A few things, but at the same time, I found out that they had Harry Potter, and I was like, you know what? I forgot most of it. Let's see. Let's watch the first movie and see how this goes. I watched the first movie. I'm like, huh. Well, okay.
In fairness, it is the first movie.
And I'm just like, but at least people were people excited for like the second movie because of it. I'm like, so like all he did was touch someone with with the magic of love, and like they died. Huh.
The utter silence and just like lack of nostalgia, lack of any type of connection, and just seeing the movie as it is and just going, hmm,
And I'm like thinking
okay.
to myself, I'm thinking to myself, Mashal was better.
Which
If
was
you know
better?
what Mashal is,
Oh,
so Mashal is an anime that is pretty much doing a lot of parodying of Harry Potter.
actually,
Like,
I think of this. There's a bunch of anime that are pretty much Harry Potter.
well, like here's the thing. First of all, the main character is a non-magic user. He's like the only one left in the world that does not use magic, because everyone
Mm.
that is a non-magic user, they just call them out. They just kill them.
Oh wow.
And he hides. Basically, he gets blackmailed into joining this school because they found out that he does not use magic. He goes there, and some of the scenes are just downright hilarious because he does the most craziest things, and people automatically think that he's doing magic. So there is a part where, in Harry Potter, there's a part where they're all learning how to like bring up the broom. Like you just reach out your hand, say up, and it'll go up to your hand. What they did in this one, he basically, since he does not have any magical capabilities, he's just super ripped and strong. He's just super strong, ungodly strong. He he says up, but at the same time he stomps his foot on the floor and it bounces the broom up. And then from there,
Oh wait, I'm sorry to cut you off. Okay, now I know exactly what you're talking about. Because as you were explaining, I was like, "Have I read this?" And in fact, I did. I read like the first like 3 chapters, so I know exactly what you're talking about, Jack.
and the fact that they're like, okay, now we start flying. So everyone's flying around. He doesn't know how to fly. So what he does, he throws the broom into the air, jumps on it, and starts basically rocketing himself out. And
Oh
also
my god!
to hover, he just like jumps up really high, and out of sheer willpower, he's like moving his legs super fast to be able to float there.
Oh my gosh, he's literally he's literally flying like mercenary tap when he throws the pillar.
And like,
Oh.
and it's just, I'm like, maybe I should give Mashal another try, because if I can go through this, I think I can go through Mashal and just see the craziness and just make fun of whatever this Harry Potter is, because like,
You know what?
like
Thanks for reminding me about that. I need to once everything is stabilized for me. I do want to, because dude, I miss reading manga and comics. I really do. And so once everything is like is stable for me, I would love to at least read that first volume of that manga just to see. Because I for those first 3 chapters I read, I really did enjoy it and just love the absurdity of it.
why don't you just live the life of a pirate?
Live the life of a pirate
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not always home.
Yark.
I could try to do that when I'm out and about, but at the same time, I don't necessarily like reading comics on my phone. It's mostly just a screen size thing.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
I completely understand.
manga is actually okay when it comes to being presented on mobile, but comics, forget about it.
That is very true. Valid. That's a valid opinion there.
Yeah, so what's the point of pirating something if you don't like the format that it's in? That's like that kind of reminds me of someone to wanted to pirate the original Star Wars movie, but every time they go to some site or find some torrent, they always just get the newer versions of the movie and not the original.
Oh, and also Peacock does. I thank you, Johnny, for reminding me. Peacock does have almost every season of WWE.
Well,
Actually, no,
look
I
at
think it
that.
does have all of them.
Well, look at that. Now you can chat with Johnny and go, "Oh my gosh, I cut up to the part where Nick Foley fell from the hell in a cell match back in 19 I'm kidding. I forget. It was either Nick Foley or someone else. Johnny's gonna correct me. He's going to. He can't handle it. I could be completely wrong, and he could control himself and not correct me, but he's going to. Watch. I picked up everything that doesn't involve Benoit. Oof. Oof. And he's part of some major matches, so oof. But it
oh,
makes
oh.
sense.
Try. Let's see. Let's have a sentence that will say everything wrong about WWE, like in the sense of like, man, I just love watching the Big Show just do an RKO, and it's just like it's amazing to see him do his signature move, the RKO, and especially then, like I love it whenever The Rock. My favorite special move for The Rock is the 619. It's amazing how he can be
Oh
able
my god.
to go up in the turnbuckle and just spin around. It's
I
amazing.
know. I didn't realize he was that flexible. Still kind of weird when he did the booyaka, booyaka. Oh man. Wait, Randy. That's wait, Randy. I'm trying to think. Who am I? Randy. Oh, you're gonna have to give me the full name because I'm not sure which
Randy
Randy
Orton?
you're referring to. Wait, is it Randy Orton? Because when I hear the word Randy, unfortunately, I only think of Randy Rhodes, and he is not a wrestler. He is far from it. Oh, okay, it
Hey,
is
I was
Randy
right.
Orton. Oh, okay.
Point for me again.
Uh, oh
I'm kind
man.
of proud on that one. I'm very proud. I remember
Yeah.
someone.
Thanks to the memes, just only the memes, which is fine.
Look
Wrestling
at Randy Orton slithering down the stage. Oh, watch out, watch out.
slithering, slithering down the ring. And all I can think about is just all those edits. I love them. I love them. So okay, so you, so you tried. Oh, anyone had he had a bad back injury. Was up for 18 months. Doctors say he shouldn't come back, but there he is.
Oh, isn't
There,
it because like the RKO's has been damaging to his back?
I
Like,
I can I can believe it.
mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair, all wrestling techniques, no matter how safe they do it and how perfect they perform, it's gonna cause some damage down the
Oh,
line.
true.
It's,
Also,
it's
welcome Kisum.
so what else did you try out from Peacock that piqued your interest? You try Harry Potter, and that made you realize, man, I really did not miss out on much, did I?
I'm gonna probably watch the second one just because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah, I
And
see. What's funny? I was gonna say to watch maybe you could watch the Halo show, but that's on Paramount Plus, not on Peacock.
man, if
I got my services that start with a P mixed up.
I was thinking about getting Paramount Plus, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Their deal wasn't that great. It still costed a lot.
Does Peacock have the Ninja Turtle? No, we have Paramount. Never mind. Forget it. I answered the wrong question.
No, they have other shows that most people find hilarious, but I find kind of okay. They
I
have The
know.
Office. They have Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
It's okay. I like it.
Oh my god. That
What?
ad, the sincere, the fact that you said that you started off by saying there are some shows that people find hilarious, but I find okay. You list off one of them and proceed without irony, without a joke, sincerely saying, "Oh yeah, that show's okay." So it's not like it's an exaggeration. It's literally, yeah, you think that these shows you find them okay.
Yeah, I do find them okay.
Man, man, Jack just giving out these 6 out of 10s to everyone.
I mean, like, there's some good highlighted moments on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which that's why I'm
I
interested to
know
watch it.
that which raised them to a 6.5 out of 10.
Maybe add Kurt Angle to the mix. Oh wait, he's not there yet. One day.
Always add Kurt Angle to the mix. Because I'm gonna show you a sacrifice.
Oh, they
man.
also have all the, I think all, but
Hold
if
on,
not
hold on,
most of the screams.
hold on. Ooh, nice. Hey, Johnny, what's Scott Steiner doing nowadays? Is he retired? Is he doing his own wrestling podcast like everyone else? What's Scott Steiner doing these days? If you know. Oh, Johnny says your chances of beating me and Carol are drastically down. Yeah, but if I put a grappling character in the mix, then I get a 33 third chance of winning, which is better than your 23% chance percent. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, Johnny says Scott Sanders getting canceled with his brother over calling a trans wrestler a man at a con.
Ooh.
Ah, it'll blow over. It'll blow over.
I mean,
Mostly
it is
because,
wrestling.
yeah, mostly because people will be like, Scott Steiner, he's still alive? Because even back then, he was still getting there in years. I don't think he was as old as like Hogan, but he's not. He ate a young blood, as they say. No, a young blood. Anyone ever called you that, Jack? Young blood?
Not yet.
Not enough. You haven't worked with enough black people. Got it.
That is true. That is true.
Young blood, get over here. Help me. Help, help me with this case.
Oh, you see, that's your first mistake. You think that security, we do any sort of labor.
You're right. You're right. No, you're right. No, the most labor intense would be, hey, young blood, hand me my coffee.
Hey, young blood, stare at that street. I need to go to the restroom.
Oh, Johnny says Hogan should have gone instead of Savage. I mean, I'm not sorry. I don't blame you, Johnny. I don't blame you. Hulk Hogan he is something. I will say that, and the fact that I'm not gonna wish death upon the man because I'm not pity like you are, but also don't follow wrestling that much. But I am aware of just the lies upon lies upon lies that man has said throughout his entire career and the many scandals and that he has partaken, not just from his wrestling life, but also his personal life. So it is rather upsetting and unjust that he gets to still thrive in his success, and Macho Man isn't here with us. May he rest in peace. And man. Hashtag King Petty. I don't know. I think Jack's gonna fight you with that crown.
I don't know. Hmm.
It's not petty enough.
Not petty enough. I'll be Emperor Petty. Then I'll have a wife named Josephine, and we'll make everything about us.
And that's what the whole will be about. And you throw food across the table at her because you're being petty in front of your friends and family. Oh, that's right. In that same dinner scene, Napoleon's mom was there too. Witnessed the
Oh
whole
my
thing.
god, no.
In front of family and friends. The emperor and his wife hashing it out. Oh, their marital squabbles. Ooh.
Ooh. Can't
Ooh.
wait for the Thanksgiving dinner.
I heard. I've also heard through the French grapevine that Marie Antoinette. I heard. You, I heard she met King Louis when she was just a teenager. I know it's true. Such young lovers. But also, I heard that the king hasn't even touched her. Oh, it's true. Actually, that's actually true.
Dang.
Unfortunately, they're put in a positions in a royal position so young. Like I think King Louis the 14th was who Marie Antoinette married. He was still prepubescent. He didn't even have puberty yet, so he didn't even think of women in that manner, and he was already married.
Oh wow.
Yeah, royalties. Royalties weird, man. It's weird.
Customs back
Y-
then were weird.
Yeah, and like everything, it made sense at the time.
Made sense at the time.
I mean, that's what all history is. It made sense at the time.
I'm just trying to figure it out. How does it make sense at the time when you're like,
Because
"Sir,
King
sir, king, your majesty, they're at the gates. What should we do? Where do we command our troops? I want ice cream."
worked for King Tutankhamun. Which, funny enough, the whole time I heard of King Tut throughout school, I assumed he was like a young king of Egypt. No, it turns out he was like a 10-year-old kid.
And that was very, very, very
And
malformed.
yeah, and I think his reign was also short lived.
It was gonna be short lived one way or the other.
Oh, I also blame the Napoleon movie for not at least making one joke about his height. Not one.
He was a Yu-Gi-Oh
Yu-Gi-Oh
player.
player.
Are you calling yourself out there, Johnny? Because you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player.
uh, mm, but he's not royalty.
That
So
is
which
true.
mean which means
Wait,
that he
no,
has
he called himself King Petty.
no. But you see, he has because of that he has no chance to join the higher elites of the Duel Academy. He's gonna have to bunk in with Jaden and the others at the Slither dorm.
Isn't
And for
wait? I can't. Did they had? I forgot. Did they had houses like that where it's like Slifer?
yeah, in Yu-Gi-Oh GX there was the top echelon was the raw people, then the
Because they
obelisks,
like it raw.
and then down in the social hierarchy of Duel Academy where the Slither.
Oh yeah, you're right. You know, does this mean that it's it's Harry Potter but with card games?
Let's see. You got your main character who doesn't act like Harry Potter, but I think might share similar backstory. You got the nerdy friend. You got the girl. Although I don't know if that chick is anything remotely like Hermione. Probably not.
She's
Uh,
unbearable in
you got you got the
season one.
rival who belongs to another house. So you got your Malfoy.
Yeah, that's true.
You got your weird teacher. Yeah, GX is basically Harry Potter, but with but with card games instead of magic.
Did they find secret tunnels in the school?
Probably, and then have to duel them.
Oh, and then he had
Uh,
to wait. What would the duel between Jaden and Yami Yugi be, or a Tem?
how would that go?
No, what would it be? Would it be? I guess it will be the equivalent of. No, it's not Voldemort.
No, 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 no. That would be the equivalent of. I don't think there's an equivalent in Harry Potter.
Dang.
Johnny's also making more connections. He said they did find secret chambers in that bitch. Huh.
See,
Uh,
see, we got
I
it.
says Umi Purity Etim's a cheater. Yeah, kind of is. Or not kind of, he is. Hey, but if he didn't cheat, the world will be in internal darkness. Think about it.
You see,
Think about it.
well, we don't see. Okay, the camera pans out to the other people when he's monologuing about a card's effects. What we don't see is that every time, whenever he's talking about the heart of the cards, he's bending down and going into his boot and taking out cards from there, copies of his cards.
Exactly. He tried with the sleeves, but people were catching on, so that's why he stopped wearing sleeves in the later season. Although all this time he could have just hid it in his hair. I mean, there's enough real estate to put a small. There's enough real estate in his hair to put a Smurf village. I'm just saying.
Who's the pro tag?
Let's
I
play a game of
wonder.
who's the pro tag. I love that in a lot of shonen anime. I just love it. And also guess who is the main girl? I give you a hint. They usually wear pink or blonde, never any other color. Johnny says, I'm still salty that in the Pyramid of Light film, they forgot to factor in one of the dragons in Kaiba's graveyard, and he would have won otherwise. Uh, he did win, but the film just said nah.
Say, I also feel like that sometimes.
Pyramid of Light, wasn't that the first Yu-Gi-Oh movie?
I think so, yeah.
I forgot what happens on that one. I can watch it once and that was it. Like so, so many years ago when I was a little when I was a little babe.
Didn't that one have the promotional Blue Eye Shining Dragon card?
I have, I have no idea. If it did, I wasn't aware of it. I didn't have cable TV.
My brother had. Oh, well, it was in the movies, I think, because my brother got a Yu-Gi-Oh card out of it.
Charlie said they had this huge pyramid made of lightning.
You don't say. I thought it was gonna be a cylinder of light.
I thought, isn't it more like a triangle? It's not a pyramid scheme. It's a triangle. It's a triangle of success. Herbalife. Buy your Herbalife over here.
Ah, yes, the Herbalife.
Oh man. Oh man, it's fun. It's so fun to do this after some time. Almost like just shooting the shit.
Oh, also, have you seen our sub count on YouTube?
I have seen it. We're at 160 subscribers, which is good. Good. Unfortunately, I would say I doubt. I highly doubt we're gonna get to 200 before the end of the year. I'm not saying it can't happen, you know, but at this rate, it will be very wild. So unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna see our good friend Ghetto dress up as Wolverine. At least not publicly.
Dang.
Speaking of Wolverine, uh,
Mm-hmm.
to share this because it's finally over. So for a good while, okay, so in Virgo streams, which I actually wonder if he's still streaming. He probably is, but in Virgo stream, he was weeks ago playing X and Origins Wolverine, the game adaptation,
Mm-hmm.
and because of that, I think he ended up watching the movie, or at least he remembered watching. He remembered watching it, and he ends up trolling Ghetto so hard about him thinking is like this amazing film and how it has the best story, the best action. It's just trolling Ghetto nonstop how much he loves this movie. And then I got involved, and I was like, you know what? You know what? All right. You know what? All right. So I set up my personal Discord in the Discord server. I set up a watch party for X and Origins Wolverine, and
Mm-hmm.
so of course Virgo Ghetto and I and a few others we sat down to watch the movie, and keep in mind it was the first time watching X and Origins Wolverine. I've only heard how bad it is to actually sit and watch it. The is and the only thing I could think of and Ghetto said it so on point while we are watching it. And the thing he said is can you tell this movie was made during a writer's strike? And you can tell by how like not only uneven the pace is of that movie, but also how just events and stories just connect at in strange ways that don't even flow naturally. And the fact that and the fact that they had to add in so many cameos of other X-Men characters to the point that it even messes with the timeline. Jack, I want you to think about this.
Hmm.
The movie takes place in the 70s, okay? Which fine, Wolverine is literally an old man. He has lived through a lot of things. If it takes place in the 70s and is still within the original X-Men the original canon of the movies, why is Scott Summers, aka Cyclops, a teenager in the 70s when he's a young adult in the 90s?
Hmm. True.
And they put in Scott Summers in that movie just to be there as like he's not even part of the story. He's literally just an overglorified cameo. And then here's the best part. Then they put in another X-Men character who has the same powers of Emma Frost, looks like Emma Frost, and and but then they retcon it so that it's not Emma Frost, but it was in fact the sister of Wolverine's like girlfriend or fiance or whatever. Even though she looks like her, has the same powers, and is literally the same, almost the same kind of design, sans the sexy clothing she wears, or lack of clothing, you may say,
Hmm.
but it's her. But sure, he is in the 70s, even though come X Men First Class, which by that point there's no time travel shenanigans. First Class is the first, like one of the prequels of the X Men movies, and she is a young adult lady in the 60s, even though she looks like a teenage, even though you see her as a teenager in the 70s.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, also Gambit's there for like one scene.
Woo,
No, no, no.
Gambit. Hell yeah.
Gambit's there for his one scene. Him and Wolverine have a tussle, and then he literally, I kid you not, literally he comes at the end of the movie to like be like, "Hey Wolverine, we did good, yeah." Only for Wolverine, because he got shot by an adamantium bullet to the head, to then literally like he got shot in the head by the adamantium bullet, and he literally forgets everything all at once.
Huh.
That's how they do his whole coma thing. His his lover, girlfriend, fiance, wife shoots him in the head, and that was somehow was able to make him forget everything and get that immediate amnesia.
Huh.
And keep in mind, it's the end of the movie where after Wolverine defeats not Deadpool but Deadpool, and then Xavier, literally in the helicopter, flies to where Wolverine's location is, and that's how he supposedly got Scott Summers when Scott
Wait.
was like captured by the villains of the movie.
Isn't this okay? Wait. This is the movie that has that one Deadpool with the mouth stitch shut.
Yes, there's that one.
Oh, I repressed that one.
But the fact is, the movie ends with Professor X literally arriving, walking, I should add, and he just and literally rescues those mutants, and that's how it explains how Scott somehow became part of an X-Men, and yet Charles didn't offer that same help to Wolverine. I forget how the movie go, why Wolverine didn't join or at least talk to the guy. Anyway, the movie was a mess, and I could see why. And the whole point of this is that after all this trolling, Virgo then quickly he then writes on the Discord, "Hey, look, This movie is actually a piece of shit. I love quoting it so much. But you'll never, but you'll never find proof that I said this. And then he immediately deleted the Discord message. So it's my word. I know the truth, but if you don't believe me, well, then I guess Virgo's the biggest fanboy for X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Nah, I'm gonna. Next time we ever have one like that, you have like a giant showing. I'm gonna start taking screenshots of the whole chat. You know what?
Let's
Even
just put him on
go even further. I have 4 terabytes of memory. I could just press record, and I'll record the chat.
leak footage. Watch this turns into like like in the future. You try to cancel me, and you say I've got 4 terabytes of secret recordings of Hack's Discord.
Let me show you
Here's
the
what I
folder. Clicks on folder. Oh wait, that's the wrong folder. Not that one.
let me show you the real Hack. And then I had to go publicly apologize for the words I said. I didn't. I did not kill her. I did not.
Oh hi, Jack.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh, let's see. Ooh, hey Jack. Let's. Oh, do you want to go? I feel coming down the low. It's a bit short, but would you? Do you want to go ahead and start closing things off?
Yeah, that's fine by me. I was kind of
Yep.
expecting it around 8. We would have to close it down.
Yep. All right. Hold on. Oh, Jai's doing the quote too. uh, so Jack, do you have anything to announce for now that we are back in the groove with? God dang it, Darcy hijacked. That's the title of this episode. That's gonna be
Hell
the title
yeah.
of the episode. Hijacked. All right. All right, Jack. What do you got plans until the next episode of the Hack Jack show?
All right, so for until then, let's see. Tomorrow we're gonna go back to playing
Okay.
our rotation of games. Currently, I'm playing Born of Bread. It's a very, very bready and glutinous game.
Oh my
Uh,
god, I hate it. All that gluten. Oh my god.
Funny enough, it has a there's a okay. This is just a little tidbit, but the game also has a gluten free button. Basically,
Oh my god. That
all
was
it
a
does,
joke. Oh my god.
it actually all it does is that all the items that are like bread based, they make them into gluten free items. It's a funny little thing. I like it. But other than that, for those that don't know, Born of Bread is pretty much like a. It takes a lot of inspiration from Paper Mario games. So if you like that, join me tomorrow for that. Although there is going to be a caveat.
Uh oh.
Depending on how late it will take me to do this, because I have to get groceries this week, and then we're going to. I need to drive somewhere real quick for other errands, so I don't know how long it's going to take me. Hopefully, I'll be able to get there without having it be like super late for the stream.
But
But
if but if not, you've been warned.
exactly. And of course, Thursday, Fridays are going to be the same as usual. I'll be playing Lies of P. It's been a lot of fun with that game. I always have fun with Souls likes.
He called
and,
his girlfriend.
and then yeah, and then from there I guess I have to prepare my stuff for um the next semester of college and see what's going to be the new schedule from there
Your new schedule is you have no schedule. That's your
for now.
schedule
But
for
yep, that's it
now.
for me.
Alrighty then. On excuse me. On my end, I am happy to announce that there has been progress made on the Saint Seiya video. did more did more pre-production work. So that script um has is so that script so me working on the script is coming along, and so that and thankfully because of some good uh and because of some just things turning around in terms of my luck and my fortune of has come to me recently. It has put me in in a more positive headspace to actually begin working more on that Saint Seiya video. I would love to say that it's gonna be something that's gonna be out to end this year, but realistically, most likely not. So at least it's something to look forward to for 2024. Since, like I said, it is I'm not reviewing the entire series, but I am reviewing a good chunk of what makes up like the first arc of Saint Seiya. So it's gotta be some time. Aside from that, um, I have no plan. I have no immediate plans to return to any type of streaming. But now that I'm going to have a more stable and consistent schedule, it will allow me the opportunity to actually start having more consistent streams. So with all that said, I do want to start at least planning things to how I want my content to be for the upcoming year, and and put more effort than what I've done this past year. Which unfortunately, even though the few of the things I have made have actually been really successful, the fact there has just been too little of it. And I would like to change that for this coming year. And thanks to now that I'm in a much more healthier state of mind and healthier living circumstance, I'll be able to actually put my time and energy on that and not be so focused on struggles of life. So, and that's really all I have to say. And and thank you, and also thank you, Johnny, for offering to look over. It's still a bit too early for me to do that, but as soon as I get done with the pre production stuff and actually start writing my script proper, I will be more than happy for you to look over it and and see if you enjoy it. If you enjoy it, because I want to um because the ultimate goal of this video is to express my experience and my appreciation of the show, watching it from someone for the first time, especially since as I said again in the past, I have not seen a lot of that on YouTube, and because Saint Seiya is not as big, at least in America, and other non Latino or Hispanic nations, it doesn't have that same popularity that a Dragon Ball or Pokemon or Sailor Moon has, that Saint Seiya has down south. So, so I want to at least give that show its shining due, and hopefully, if successful, continue making those type of videos of the show. I mean, I'll still watch the show regardless. Even I'll still watch continue watching the show regardless because I am enthralled by it. But I also would love to just put my thoughts out on there, watching as someone as a very much a newcomer to this series, uh, and and experience all of whatever crazy things Saint Seiya has in store. All right. So with all that said, thank you very much for watching episode 170 of the Hack Jack Show. I do want to say from now on that this current day and schedule from now on would have to be the new. It will be this will be the new status quo. So we will no longer be doing Wednesdays, and that's just because of changes in our daily lives. So now the Hack Jack shows will be on Tuesdays. So look forward for every Tuesday evening for a new Hack Jack show. And and also because it is near the end of the year and with all the festivities of the holidays coming up, and we are I will discuss with we'll definitely do a show next week. I will discuss with Jack if he wants to do the show the day after Christmas, and we'll see how it goes from there. But with all that, go ahead, Jack, close us off.
All right, and of course, thank you everyone so much for being here. We truly appreciate it. And this is Hack and Jack signing off.
Peace.